Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the 98 GTX. Last time we took it and we cleaned it all out, gutted it, and we washed it all out, so she's all clean inside. I took those rubber mats that sit under the gas tank out and washed all under that, cleaned those mats up. So she's pretty damn clean inside, as you can see. And the last time you saw it, the gas tank was pretty filthy. Washed it up, got it pretty clean. Very happy the way that turned out. So that'll look a lot nicer in there when we get it installed, which is what we're going to work on now. Plan is to get that installed, get the baffle back on. I wasn't sure if the fuel baffle here, if this worked. I'm going to have to ohm test it before I put it in. Otherwise, I'm going to cut it open and do the F1 fuse fix so the gas gauge will work. But for winter storage, the tank is just going to sit in there. And then we'll work on getting the engine, which is right there. We'll work on getting this put together, get our cover on it, get the other parts all bolted up on it. We've got them black spray painted right here, that our manifold and our stator cover. I've got to install the stator, so that's what we're going to work on today. I got to find the parts, the bolts and everything for that. And we ground down this corner here for the ground spot, for the ground terminals. So yeah, that's where we're going to be working on today, getting that in, as well as some lines that go underneath it, and then it'll go to storage, and we'll complete it next spring. Also, I got this tripod here for the phone. It's 20 bucks off of Amazon, and the phone goes right in there. So hopefully that'll help me when I'm working on and recording some stuff. So let's get to it. I'm gonna go grab my parts and we'll get this stuff situated. Okay, so this oil tank was a trick to get out. Turn it sideways. And it had some gas in it when I was pulling it out. So, we'll, looks a lot cleaner in there. So I'm gonna work on the baffle later. The oil tank is right here. We got that cleaned up as well. I gotta wipe it down with some acetone once I take some stuff off of it. And then I'm gonna have my buddy plastic weld this seam, because on these oil tanks, they like to crack and leak at the seam here. So we'll have him plastic weld that up while we have it out. So that'll be a project over the winter, so that won't be going back in right now. So now let's get some stuff done on this engine. Okay, so now we're working on installing our stator, our brand new stator from OSD Marine. I put this fitting on it. This is the original one that came with it. I'm going to use this fitting for a different one. But yeah, this is what we're going with. I'll have to find my pickup, which will get mounted here as well, and it will go in these other two holes. But this just basically snaps into place. Sits into place just like that. down like that. And get our stator where we need it. Just like that. We have this little bracket here. Blue Loctite. Put just a dab of blue Loctite on it. And this will keep those wires secure. Get that good and tight. Okie dokie, now we're going to do these bolts. Same with those, a little blue Loctite. Stator looks pretty nice on there. Goes good and tight. I don't know what the torque spec is to those are, but we're going into aluminum, so we don't want to over tighten them and strip them. Rip those, ruin those threads. So we'll let the blue Loctite do its job, and we are good. So next is our pickup. I actually have to go find that. And then our oil pump will go right there. And this thing will be ready to mount once we get the rubber gasket on. So it's a new stator from OSD Marine. Thank you, Nick Grillo. We've also got our new carrier bearings for some of our other projects from Nick Grillo at OSD Marine. And carb kits. Here's bearing kits for rebuilding jet pump, oil injection line, filters, and here is a 787 800 96 XP OSD backed OEM carb kit. Excuse the loud noise. This one will probably be going in one of the 95 or 96 XPs is what it's meant for. So I'll have to do some research if that'll work for one of the 95s. Maybe different needle and seats though, so we'll look into that. So that's where we're setting that out. Now I'm going to find that coil pickup. We got miscellaneous bolts here, oil pump cable. Trying to round up everything for this GTX. But this is the insert that will go in there once we get that other two wires for the pickup. So now I'm going to hunt that down. Okay, so welcome back. Working on this. I got this pickup installed, the two new bolts. This pickup sensor I swiped from one of the X800 motors I have. Thanks for Nick for confirming that they're the same part number. I can't find the one that I took off of this GTX. It's got to be around somewhere. Probably in a tote that I put in storage already. But we got this installed. Got the wires hooked up. Got our orange insert holder for the tabs put back in. We got our oil pump mounted with all new bolts, with little blue Loctite. The oil pump is from Nick Carnes at Westside Power Sports. That's Nick at Westside Power Sports in Wayzata, Minnesota. He's got you hooked up for all your used parts. So hit him up. The brand new cable, 951 cable, is from JSP Manufacturing. That's JSP Manufacturing down in Pinellas Park, Florida. Got this off their eBay store. It was like 25, 30 bucks. So it's a brand new cable. We're ready to rock. So now we're ready to put our gasket on this and get this installed onto the engine. Okay, so we're working on this. We got our rubber gasket installed here on the stator cover, flywheel cover. As you can see, I already got the front motor mount here bolted up. We got our oil line ran. Got a little arm. We'll fill that, inject that with oil. I'll show you that in a few minutes. You always want to prime your lines. I'll get this thing turned. Okay, so we got all these secure, the Vindex and holder and all that stuff secured. Always want to remember to grab this drive here for your oil pump. Trust me, it's a pain in the butt if you forget it and get the engine in and then realize, oh crap, I forgot that. Trust me, ask me how I know. On my 951 XP 95 build, yeah, I put it in, started bolting up, and then when they put the oil pump on, realized, oh crap, forgot something. So we'll get this put on here. Goes like that. Make sure that probably should have put the yep. Go. Probably would have been better to put this on afterwards, but we got it all lined up. We'll put some blue Loctite on our new bolts. Now this originally had hex heads. I'm going with the socket heads. I believe they were M6 by 25s. And they look so much nicer on there. Just a little blue Loctite. Help with the vibration of the motor. And it takes 12 of these things. Get these all buttoned up. bottom ones can be a pain to get to. Now there is a pattern to tighten this. Don't know how crucial it is, but we'll just do it the same as a lug pattern on a vehicle. And I think we'll be good. And the one short one bolt. I'll go grab that. Okay, so we got all of our bolts with blue Loctite on and tightened, so that's good and secure. Got our oil pump on, of course. We got our lines trimmed. We're going to prime these lines with some oil. We're going to use this flavor injector with the needle. We're going to put some oil in this and prime the oil lines. So we'll be set for that. So first we're going to have to modify this. What we're going to do is take that needle that's in there and we're going to cut the tip off with a Dremel tool so we can use that. So I'm going to go out to the trailer with my Dremel tool and we're going to do that. Okay, so we got our safety glasses on, our Dremel tool. We're going to cut this. As you can see, it's got this port here and this one. We don't need that. We just need to cut it off about right there. There we go. Yeah. There we go. So that should fit inside our line. Screw that onto here. And we're good to go. This little Plano box works perfect for all your Dremel stuff, and this Milwaukee Dremel fits nicely right in there, just like that. So let's get some oil in this and we'll be set. Okay, so we got our little cup here full of oil. We're going to suck some up in here. We're going to get our, you can see, get our needle into the line. Like so, perfect tight fit. And prime that line. See it fill in, there we go. So that one's full. We're set on that one. Now we'll do this other one. Same way. Just like that. My buddy Josh Wolf recommended using this. And we're good. Making a little mess. we go. So she's all primed and good to go. Get some zip ties. There's little small zip ties on this one. There we go. There's our side cutter. There we go. Now I'm going to grab a 10 mil and tighten this up. Okay, so I got the 10 mil. Get this tightened. Make sure I don't lose these. Get that cable, make sure that cable is set. There we go. Oil pump will work great. I'm going to get some line, hook this up, so we'll have a little bit of line, because this is a pain to get to once it's in the ski. And then we'll hook up. I gotta find bolts for this starter bracket. We'll get some lines for these. Well, for the carb fuel line, run up to the carb, for the pulse line, and then the rest hopefully we can get once we get in the hull. So I'm gonna get rid of this, put that back in with the other oil, and we'll be set. Okay, so we got our pulse line, 1/4 inch pulse line attached. We got our negative battery cable attached, because this will be a pain to get to. I've got to get some longer bolts, but I'm pretty sure I can get to this once it's in the hull. Otherwise I'll tip the engine sideways. We got an oil line, feed line for the oil pump attached, and we're working on the exhaust manifold. I'm gonna get all the bolts started. And we will take these out one by one and put blue Loctite on them. But I want to get everything situated, set first. Okie dokie. She looks good. So now we'll take them out one by one and put blue Loctite on them. And then we'll get them torqued in sequence. So while I get that done, I'll work on a few other things as well. And then we'll be ready to drop it into the ski. Which I've been working on. Got the lower exhaust pipe set in. You want that in before the engine goes in, because it's a pain in the butt otherwise. I got my motor mounts all cleaned up and got those spacers back where they were. That'll give us a starting point. Otherwise we'll remove the spacers and start from point 0 once we do our alignment. I got my zip ties all set up. But yeah, we're getting close to putting the engine in. And like I said, the engine will go in. I'll button up that exhaust onto it. And then I'll be going off to storage. and we'll finish it in the spring. So you guys will have to stay tuned for that. Okay, so I paused it, got the things tightened, got the blue Loctite on these, and I manhandled that engine in there. So she is setting in there. We'll get our bolts in our spots so she doesn't wiggle around, move off from us. Got an oil line that'll run up to the oil tank, which we'll put in later, along with a filter. But the only other line we're missing is that bottom one down there for the drain off. And then this other pulse line here for the rave solenoid, which I've got in a box over there. We'll set that up. We'll get our positive to our starter, and we'll set a few other things up just so hopefully we can get a battery in it and we can get it turned over so we can get some fogging oil in it. And then we'll come all the other lines and electrical work. So I hope you guys like this project. Engine is in, gas tank is set in. I'll work on that baffle. Gotta test that baffle. But yeah, that thing is a heavy one to get in by yourself. So that'll conclude this episode. I'll get a few other things done, and then we'll get this thing off to storage. So I appreciate you guys watching this this project. If you have any comments, leave them for me. Suggestions, or hit the like button, subscribe. I appreciate everyone's, all my viewers, all my subscribers, up to like 248 now, following my projects. So yeah, I'll do probably one more video on this, and then it'll be off to storage. So stay tuned for that. Peace out, guys.